Know that finishing camp isn't the end of the journey. It's just the beginning. This episode is specially designed for you. If you're wondering, what happens next? How do I get a good PPA? What if I don't like where they send me? Don't worry, you're not alone. In segment 1, we'll take a general look at what happens after orientation camp, the PPA struggle, what you should know, and how to position yourself for better opportunities. Then in segment 2, we take you out of the studio, into the real world. We spend some time with serving Corps members already working in primary schools, living the PPA experience firsthand. Whether you're a prospective Corper, currently serving, or thinking ahead, this show is for you. After the dust of camp settles, Corpers are posted to their various places of primary assignment, what we all know as PPA. Now, let's be honest, not everyone is excited. Some get lucky, posted to banks, media houses, private firms. Others end up in places that don't align with their passion, their degree, or even basic convenience. But here's the truth. Getting a good PPA is not just about luck. It's about preparation, networking, and sometimes strategy. Do you know your course of study matters? Do you know your SAAD training and CV could open doors? Do you know some PPAs even accept referrals? Yes, even from platforms like ours? At CorpersVibez, we believe in helping Corps members make smarter decisions. And we're not just talking, we're building real support systems, from linking Corpers with PPAs based on their field, to helping them adjust emotionally and mentally to new environments. For segment 2, we hit the road. We visited some passionate Corps members serving in local primary schools to hear their stories, the highs, the struggles, and what keeps them going. From managing a noisy classroom to connecting with kids who can barely read, these Corpers are making a real difference. They might not have dreamt of teaching, but somehow this became their purpose. Such inspiring stories. Sometimes where you're posted isn't where you thought you'd thrive, but with the right mindset, it can become.
I want to talk about how you can land a job for your NYSC, maybe for your PPA or your finishing, how to land a job, how I did it. I worked for an energy/oil and gas consultancy firm, and I had the opportunity to work with both local players in the oil and gas industry and also multinationals like Chevron, Total, and people like Bentley. So what I'm going to do in this episode of the show is to tell you how you can prepare for that, so that by the time you're either leaving camp or leaving the service, you'll be able to land a good job. So stay tuned on this episode of the show. You guys, so yeah, my brother is going for his NYSC camp, and he was asking me, how do you do this, how can you get company? And I felt like this is something that would benefit a lot of people. So if you have a cousin, if you have a child, a cousin, brother or sister, send them this. And also, if this benefits you, keep watching. So when I did my NYSC, I for the most part, I didn't know anybody, and nobody promised me anything. I wanted to do it in Lagos, so I actually found a place for me to do my primary assignment whilst I was in camp, and this is exactly what I did, and which I advise most people to do: cold emailing. That's basically it. So because I graduated in chemical engineering from the University of Benin, I was looking for an engineering path, an engineering role. So I Googled engineering companies, oil and gas companies, and there's something that happened to me whilst I was still in school. So I had the chance, the very rare opportunity, because we knew a HR guy in Shell. I had a very rare opportunity to be invited for an interview, and I had exams close by. And whilst that opportunity was ready for me, my dad asked me, do you want to come back to Port Harcourt and go for the interview? It was basically guaranteed because Shell is not giving you any exam on like Total. You just come for the interview and then your spot is pretty much guaranteed. So I said, okay, I have exams. Let me be serious with my exams, can they hold it till after I'm done with the exams, and when I go home I will be able to go? Okay, good idea. So when we were done with that, we told them that, okay, we'll come later. Do you know that after I finished exams and I went back home, we tried calling the HR guy. He basically ghosted me. He was not answering his calls again. And, it was like on a spot by spot basis, somebody had taken that spot. So I missed an opportunity to be working with an oil giant, Shell, for my IT. So going back, out the back of that very, very bad experience, I did not want to leave anything to chance. So I started very early. And for the most part, I was not even going for Said or all of the other those stuff. I was just upskilling myself. I took LinkedIn learning courses. I was doing all these things. I was emailing companies. I would go to directories, go to a particular category, a particular industry. Amazon Energy, even Shell. I'll go to LinkedIn, find people, filter by HR, filter by the vice president, all of those things. And this company finally answered me. It's in Lonadec. And let me just tell you what I emailed mostly and how you can craft your cover letter, or your email. First of all, the subject was idea for Lonadec. And I now said, dear hiring manager, I am Uche Emordi. I put my LinkedIn profile there. And I said, and I'm writing this for consideration to do my national service program, NYSC, at your company for a period of 11 months. I gave them a timeline. As someone with a lifetime love of relational mathematics and pattern recognition, I thrive on digging into data sets and producing insightful, data-driven strategic recommendations. What? Let me just say at this moment was that I actually took a template from Indeed. Indeed has so many awesome templates, cover letter templates. I took a template from there and I just basically repurposed it. So you don't necessarily even have to write this thing from scratch, but make sure you're not lying. You can stretch the truth a bit, but make sure you're not lying. And I'll go on. The aspect is very vital and cannot be overemphasized for engineering support, IT solutions, and consultancy services of your company. So I was now tailoring my skill set to what they do as a company. I researched the company. I researched the kind of things that they do. And I was saying, this is how my skills can help you. And then I now gave them my experience undertaking social media marketing for brands and on a personal level for a music studio that I founded, which is actually a music studio that I founded in the city of Port Harcourt. So check it out. And I told them I have experience with web analytics, Google, and survey tools, Google Survey, SurveyMonkey, because these people, they do trainings and they will really need these survey tools. I went on ahead to say I have been able to achieve key performance indicators, reducing bounce rates, increasing unique users. Talked about basic knowledge of Adobe Suite, Photoshop. Talked about my certifications, both the one I was currently undergoing, because I was actually undergoing, and I started it in camp. And, also I was doing lots of MOOCs, they call it massive online learning courses. Yeah. Massive open online learning courses, something like that. So that's what they call all this, Coursera, blah, 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 blah. They call them MOOCs. So I told them about the MOOCs that I was undergoing. And also I talked about some of the tools that I felt that they would be using in their company. I said I use SAP and learn whatever your brand uses. And I basically just concluded and attached my resume. And I actually did some research on how you can actually pull people in right from the headline of the email, idea for so and so company, and what you can put to increase open rates and stuff like that. And I feel like it is much easier for you to cold email a company and say, this is something that I feel I can help with. And I feel like you have greater chance than actually waiting for the company to hire, because the company that was hiring or that will be hiring, you may not necessarily meet the timeline of their hiring process, and they didn't advertise any hiring role, and it was just best for me. So I got a reply. I got a reply almost immediately, then the very next day, and I feel like the person was so impressed. HR was so impressed. And I said, "Dear sir, please come for an interview on Tuesday, 19th July 2019. Time will be communicated to you. Thanks." And I said, "Thank you for the response. I appreciate opportunity to be interviewed. I'm waiting further information. Regards." Then they said, "Wahala, you have been invited. Take an aptitude test and blah 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 blah." And bear in mind, I was in camp, and there was so much happening in camp, so much, so that the time that I felt like was most convenient for me was after, during morning meditation. At the second week of camp, basically, I was not going out for morning meditation. And I know soldiers would come, "Oh, wake everybody up, blah, 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 blah." But at the end of the day, when they chase everybody out, it was a friend that taught me bad thing. When they chase everybody out, I will come back. And I pretty much was doing that till the end. I was not going for morning meditation. So I didn't even have a calculator. So I took the aptitude test, and children of God, I banged miserably. I think it was over 100, and I was supposed to reach a cutoff of 80. But I got like a total of 40. And then the person said, "Oh, you didn't score what was expected, but I'm going to give you another chance." And I feel like they were truly impressed by my first pitch. And that's the very most important thing. A very good first impression, you can actually overlook your future gifts. So they asked me, "Can you do this? How many blogs? Blah 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 blah." I replied, and there was even another gift. They set up an interview via Skype, and the day they set up that interview was the day I was supposed to leave camp. And I went to Imo State camp. So the day they set up the interview, I was supposed to leave camp, and I was thinking it was going to be earlier in the day, so I kept on postponing my travel. But when it was getting a bit late, I just decided to start going. That's when they picked up the call. I was in a taxi that was taking me to the bus park that would take me back home. When they were doing the interview, I'm telling you that it was like I was using my hand to destroy this opportunity. It didn't go very well, but then they told me, okay, they're going to give me another chance. They asked me to come over to Lagos. And I tell them, I'm going to say something again. I don't know what you all believe in, but I do believe that prayer played a very big role, because I attended BLW when I was in campus, and there was this group I was in, and funny enough, because they send unsolicited VNs and stuff, there was this recording of Pastor Chris praying in tongues for like 20 minutes. Every single day I used to pray and declare stuff. And I do believe that prayer played a very huge role, because then again, when I went there, HR came and said, our principal consultant, because they asked me to provide my social media handles, our principal consultant went to your profile and you were and you were insulting people. I said, me insulting people? And back then I was very regular on Twitter, and I don't even think it was. I think it was just heated argument that I had with people. And she was like, "Okay, I don't know how they just forgot about that." But I did the interview. Even during the interview again, somebody called me and my phone was not on silent. People of God, do you see how the devil tried on me in my own hand, tried to jeopardize myself? But at the end of the day, the takeaway from it was that, she was so blown away that the principal consultant, she was like, okay, start immediately. And HR was telling me that they've not had such instant acceptance, that usually they'll ask me to go and they'll reach back. But there and then I was hired on the spot, and it was so wonderful. And this that I didn't just do it with this company. You have to really spread your tentacles. And even when I was when I was working, I was still, I feel like it It was more of like a self-esteem type of thing for me. Let me just see how the market views me, and I'll just, try to reach out to HRs and try to reach out to even like hiring opportunities. 1 or 2 companies reached out. I ghosted some because I just couldn't do the whole process of going to reject and everything. So that's for Lagos. And I also feel like most companies, especially in Lagos, they are looking for cheaper labor, and you can even get the opportunity of them retaining you while you're there. So that's my experience on how I was able to do it. I feel like there were fun stuff, and I'm not going to tell you to be extreme, but don't get too lost in what's happening in camp. What's happening in camp, will not. It's after that 3 weeks, everybody's on your own. They may even throw you to somewhere. So try and get a good company, try and get a good place to work in, and go to directories or listings. There's FindLab, there's VConnect, there's Business Connect or something. Go to these directories, look at companies, or go to Google companies in studios. For instance, studios, like right yesterday somebody called and he was like, oh, his company is trying to send him to our studio to come and learn and do his IT. If you can call, if you want to email, and just try and speak to the decision maker. If it's the owner, if it's the HR, or even if it's somebody that is an employee, they can actually try to refer you to be able to get the job. But do this and you'll be
It's officially my first day at work as a corporate teacher in Everlasting Premier College, Onyemo, Ikare Akoko, Ondo State. And I'm currently outside the staff room. We are waiting for the students to come clean the place while I wait for the principal so we can talk about the classes I would be taking. Yeah, I know he told me I'll be taking English, but I do not know the classes I'll be taking yet. They just finished the assembly and I'll just be here waiting for the principal. As events unfold, I'll try my best to carry you guys along and let you know what my first day at work looks like. Sir?
Literature. English and literature.
Can I take English and economics instead?
English and literature. Maybe you read
I don't like literature.
How many classes are you had to be?
Just one class. That's SS1. I don't even want to take SSF. Oh, sir.
Oh, my.
It's only SS1.
So the one, the SS1 literature.
Okay, sir.
God bless.
Amen.
Well, actually, that place was supervising of time. There's no. I don't even know who the person that carry all the things.
I'm taking literature. I did my class for that. I just wanted to take English and probably economics. Now I have to take SS. I feel like SS students would be rude and it would be very difficult to curb them. But then, Jimmy Amigo pick NYSC for. I don't blame them.
The timetable.
Okay, ma.
For today, you can just have that of today.
Will I teach today when I don't have a lesson note and I'm not prepared?
You can go to the class now and introduce it.
Okay, just introduction.
Yes.
Okay.
It's your area of discipline. You can go to any of the classes and any of the classes you're having. Go there, introduce yourself, the subjects, maybe any of the subjects that you need.
Okay.
You can just introduce yourself.
Alright.
We will not prepare because the teacher that is taking them is not around, it's not yet, and I don't know. Maybe we'll be in the school, maybe later.
When it comes, I can take the lesson notes from the person.
You are the one that will prepare your lesson notes. I'm just looking for your diary. The diary will guide you.
Okay.
The topics you are going to cover for each tab is in the diary.
Okay.
Later we will put you through.
Alright.
The textbook given to you, you will be able to look at the normal topic for each week.
Okay.
And the student they have textbook. You can easily ask them to bring out comprehension passage in the date.
Alright.
And inside that we have some of the topics that you have to cover in the textbook that you will have in the class. But this is the timetable for today. GS1 to 3. GS1 to 3, this is it.
Okay. So I'll go to GS3 now.
Yes. Please do it until you how are you? This is the new English mistress.
Thank you. Can we sit down? Hey, please, this is an English class. Please don't speak Yoruba. Do you understand? Can we all have our seats?
Next session.
Agricultural activities were left of stop making noise.
You guys don't have respect. This is the first time I'm entering your class and you're misbehaving, shouting. Here with someone, they are dragging. Do you like, are you in the market? You are still talking, Abi. You think to be a student, you just put on uniform. People that are in the market and people that are in school, there should be a difference. Or you be a difference. Just go and here with your friends, sit down, you are making a shouting, dragging the chairs up and down. My name is Tonya. Huh? Tonya. Tonya.
You enjoy it?
Hopefully.
Definitely.
Now, okay, I'm done for the day.
We have time.
They just gave me for today. Oh. I've done everything for today.
Yes, one day, yes, one.
Yes, 1 to SS1, yes.
No work again for it tomorrow.
I can go to my room now.
Sure, no.
Serious?
There are 5 tips on how to secure a good PPA for your service year. While I was in camp, I had the opportunity to choose between 2 PPAs. I explored other options. I would have gotten more PPAs, but I chose these 2 because they aligned with my goal. In less than 3 minutes, I'll be sharing how I secured 2 PPAs that were excited to have me on board. 1. I started networking early. I was always present for lectures whenever organizations like EFCC, NDLEA, UNICEF, Chime Foods, and the likes came to give talks. Always at the front. I had a special seat at the front, so whenever they are giving lectures, I would be giving close attention. This was where I was able to drag my interest. I was able to get the PPAs that I would likely be interested in that would want to spend 1 year serving in. After the lectures, I would approach my organization of interest and pitch my skills to them. Now, you don't have to worry if you do not have any skills. You can just tell them how willing you are to serve. And let me tell you, you have to take advantage of this your uniform. As a corper, people would likely not want to turn you down. So even if you approach them, the least you will get is a no. But I promise you, they would not like to turn down corpers. So you take advantage and you go to them and tell them that, oh, you're willing to work so and so, you're willing to do this, this is what you're going to bring to the table. Not necessarily, technical skills. You could have soft skills that you're willing to bring to the table. You tell them and they'll be willing to accept you. Number 2 is camp officials. Now, a lot of camp officials are going to come and give their talks to even people in charge of CDS. They are very, very approachable. All it takes is some level of respect from you. What you can do is approach them. For example, you might not be able to stay in the rural area because of your health. You can tell them, they will be very much understanding and they will post you to town. Okay? A closed mouth is a closed destiny. Do not keep your mouth shut. Network, talk. Just open your mouth and talk. The least you will get is a no. And then you try again. I know someone that had so many PPAs that were interested in having her. Why? Because she was very active in the group that she joined. So it's important that you volunteer either in that group that you are, be active, or in your platoon, be active. Platoon leaders are always advantaged in getting good PPAs because they are well recognized by their platoon inspectors. So make sure you're active, Sha. Even if it's to pretend, just be active. I wasn't active, but I utilized my number 1 tip. So you can choose either of these tips. Have something to bring to the table. Utilize it in camp. These things they're going to be sought after in camp. Like there will be debate competition. You can debate and you're shying away, just like me. I knew I could debate, but I was shying away and I lost cash prize. I don't know if I would have won, but you get what I'm saying. So utilize your skills. Do what you can. You don't know which door will open for you. I keep on saying this.
That's it for today's episode of the CorpersVibez show. Remember, life after camp is full of surprises, but with the right support, the right energy, and the right vibe, you'll find your path. I'm Beulah. Still serving, still learning, still vibing. Stay safe, stay sharp, and keep repping the khaki with pride.